Hi guys, because we've been learning about the letter T and we've been talking all about healthy teeth, I wanted to record a story that I know some of you heard in class, some of you missed it, and some of you wanted to hear it again. It's called Andrew's Loose Tooth, and it's written by one of my favorite authors, Robert Munsch. He writes a lot of silly stories. So here we go with Andrew's Loose Tooth. When Andrew came downstairs, there were 3 big red apples in the middle of the table, and even though he had a loose tooth, he decided to eat an apple. He reached out, picked up the apple, shined it on his shirt, and he took a bite and yelled, "Yow! Mommy, Mommy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much, I can't even eat my apple." Andrew's mother opened his mouth and looked inside. Oh, it's a loose tooth. I know what to do. She took hold of the tooth with both hands and she pulled as hard as she could, but the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," she said, "I just can't get that tooth out. Why don't you try another apple? That might help your tooth come out." So Andrew reached out, picked up an apple, shined it on his shirt, took a bite, and yelled, "Yow! Daddy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much I can't even eat my apple." So Andrew's father opened up his mouth and looked inside. Oh, he said, "It's a loose tooth. I know what to do." He got a big pair of pliers and he took hold of Andrew's tooth. Then he put his foot on Andrew's nose and he pulled as hard as he could, but the tooth did not come out. "Oh, Andrew," he said, "this tooth is stuck. Why don't you try another apple? That will make your tooth come out." So Andrew reached out, picked up another apple, shined it on his shirt, and took a bite and yelled, "Yow! Mommy, Daddy, do something about this tooth. It hurts so much, I can't even eat my apple." So they called the dentist. The dentist came to his house in a shiny black car. He opened up Andrew's mouth, he looked inside and said, Ooh, it's a loose tooth. I know what to do." He got a big long rope and he tied one end to Andrew's tooth. Andrew said, "I know what you're going to do. You're going to go tie the end of that rope to the door and then you're going to slam the door." "No," said the dentist. "I'm going to tie it to my car." He tied the other end of the rope to his car and he drove away as fast as he could. When he got to the end of the rope, his whole car fell apart. The dentist stood there holding just the steering wheel. Then Andrew's mother and father and the dentist all said, Andrew, the tooth will not come out. You just can't eat your breakfast." Andrew sat out in the front yard looking very sad. His best friend Louis came along and said, "Andrew, what's the matter?" "Oh," said Andrew, "my mother can't get this tooth out. My father can't get this tooth out. The dentist can't get this tooth out. And I can't eat my breakfast." Ooh, said Louis. "I know what to do." Louis went into Andrew's house and he called the tooth fairy on the phone. And now he said, Robert Munsch is a little silly. This is what he says the tooth fairy looks like. That's not what I had in my imagination. The tooth fairy roared up right away on her large motorcycle. Andrew looked at the tooth fairy and said, "If you think you're going to use that motorcycle to pull out my tooth, you're nuts." "What do you think I am?" said the tooth fairy. "A dentist?" So she pulled Andrew's tooth with one hand and the tooth did not come out. She pulled Andrew's tooth with 2 hands and the tooth did not come out. She got a large hammer off her motorcycle and clanged Andrew's loose tooth. The hammer broke into 2 pieces and the tooth still did not come out. "Incredible," said the tooth fairy. "This is the first tooth ever that I can't pull out. I guess you just can't eat your breakfast." "Hold it," said Louis. "I have an idea." Louis went into Andrew's house and got a pepper shaker. Then he pushed back Andrew's head and sprinkled pepper up his nose. Andrew went, "Ah, he sneezed, a big sneeze, the tooth came out. And he sneezed that tooth all the way across town. That's one big sneeze. But the tooth fairy still got her tooth. Here she comes with her motorcycle, and she's going to catch it with her net. And Andrew and Lewis could enjoy all of the apples that they wanted to eat, and their bellies were full. The end. Andrew's loose tooth.